Welcome, football stalkers. It's your boy, the Master Tactician Fan. Now, in this segment, I'm going to be giving you guys my fantasy team. My focus will be creating a team that's going to be challenging for the league and also a succession plan. So basically, it's going to be a blend of experience and youth. Now, you know how I like it in my team. I like attack, I like style, I like goals, I like flair, and that's what you're going to get from my team. Now, first things first, you know, in a team, you have to start with your goalkeeper. And my goalkeeper will be none other than Dennis Onyango. Look, the guy has 7 clean sheets. He conceded about 12 goals. Look, he's been voted as Africa's #1. He is the best, and he is the goalie. He is so experienced in terms of he knows how to play counter. He knows when to calm things down. That's the kind of keeper I want. Now, I know a lot of people will be asking, but what about Richard Ofori? Look, Richard Ofori is a very good keeper, and he's actually a keeper who I'm eyeing who's going to replace Dennis Onyango in the future. Obviously, his record speaks for itself. He's got 10 clean sheets. He's got he considered about 17 goals. I think that's the reason why, if you look at Dennis Onyango and you look at him, that's where you can see the difference in terms of experience, that he still has a lot to learn. Look, he's still young. He's about 26. Dennis Onyango is 34. He's got a couple of more years, and Richard Ofori has a number of years that he can come into my team. Now, if you look at the height, they have the same height, 1.85 meters, both of them. So they can command. Look, if you're looking at a keeper's position, you need to be looking at somebody who's going to scare off anybody who tries to score. If you look at the two guys, you can see them. You can't just come there and think you're going to score just by looking at those guys. If you want to look at those guys and want to score, I don't know. But if I look at those guys, I don't want to score. Now, if I'm looking at my partnership when it comes to my center backs, my pick would be Mocheka Madisha and Musa Lebosa. Now, if I'm looking at what am I looking for really, I'm looking for height. I'm looking for technical ability. I'm looking at composure. I'm looking at discipline. Now, if you look at Musa Lebosa and Mocheka Madisha, when you talk about yellow cards, they have about 1 each. So these guys are very disciplined. If you look at the height, they're both tall, 1.8 meters. That's very good. They're able to defend against aerial ball, set pieces. And the technical ability I very much like, because they're able to build from the back. They're able to play out from the back. They can pick those nice passes. They can pick those diagonal passes to the attackers if there needs to be a counter-attack or anything of a sort. So they're very good. Now, who am I looking for? Who's going to be there to compete with Musa Lebosa and Mocheka Madisha. Now, on the left-hand side, I'm looking at Rashid Derek from Maritzburg United. The boy is talent. The boy is for the future. If I'm looking at his stats is he's got 6 clean sheets, and his height is the same as Musa Lebosa. He's technically good. The boy, a lot of people were disappointed by him not being picked by Bafana. I don't know how the coaching kids did thing, that boy, but that boy, #1. Now on the right hand side is going to be competing with Mocheka Madisha. I'm looking at him from Chippa United, the boy as well. He's played as a right wing. So he has the ability to play out from the back. He is talented. He has the height. Now, if you're looking at those two, Mocheka Madisha and Musa Lebosa, you have to look at who? Bad Boys? Rush Hour? Ride Along? Those are the partnerships that one is looking at. I think now the question would be, who's Martin Lawrence and who's Will Smith? Who's Kevin Hart? Who's Ice Cube? Now, if I'm looking at my wing backs, on my left-hand side, I've got Innocent Maela. The boy, look, I like his runs. I like his 1-2 play. I like his crosses. Now, this season, obviously, he has 1 assist, but in the previous seasons, the kid is very influential. Even if you look at Pirates, the way they play, they are more lopsided on the left, so they play most of the inside. So He's my pick. Who is he competing against? Reeve Fosler. What I like about him is that he's two-legged, so he can cross with his left, he can also cross with his right. So he's very good competition for Innocent Maela, and he's very young, so he is for the future. But Innocent Maela, he is my number one. Now going back to the right, I mean, come on guys, you cannot, I mean, Tapelo Morena, he is matrapa. The guy, the way he runs, man, I say, when I look at that guy run, I see those long chop guys, he runs like that. I mean, I don't know, maybe he was a long jump thing in Koskolom. I don't know, maybe you tell me. But anyway, Tapelo Morena, number one. He's very versatile as well, so he can play as a right wing, he can play as a striker. He's got the height, even though Oscar Alignana, but the kid has some heart. He can actually fight if there's defenders Banyo Kumo. So I like him for that. Now, who's going to be competing against him? None other than Nicholas Lukubeni. The kid came on at Sundowns from MDC, and you know, as most people say, Ogaro is it Lafela? It was the same. It was Warnele Tapelo Morena. He's got the pace, he's got the crosses, and you can see, man, this kid is fighting. I mean, to play at Sundowns at that level and be able to perform, that shows the quality of a player. So he's definitely one for the future. In the heart of the team itself, the midfield. Now, if I'm looking at the DM, I'm looking at Umhlegazi, Andile Jan. The man this season has been phenomenal. I mean, the way he's reading off game, the way he's intercepting the passes, the way he's reading what the other player will do before they do it. It's been brilliant. Even the way he plays out, the box-to-box games that he's been playing. Andile Jali is my man. I mean, look, you shall not pass.
You shall not pass!
If I'm looking at somebody who's going to come in to at least to try and be the type of player that Andile Jali is, I'm looking at Bongani Zungu. If I'm looking at the age gap, obviously Andile Jali is 30 and Bongani Zungu is 27. So the gap is not much, but at least Bongani Zulu has age in him. But Andile Jali is the man. I want that guy. Now, who's going to be partnering up with Uhlompo Kekana, Mr. Respect himself? Look, what I like about Uhlompo Kekana, or what I love about Uhlompo Kekana, his high pressing, his diagonal balls with his right foot, his way of scoring the goals, the crackers. I mean, look, his interpassing, the way he's able to play out from the back or in attack. But let's talk about the goals. The man has been scoring some magnificent goals. I will refer you back to a cracker that he had against Senzo Maiwa. I mean, Bona, he hit Stena to a point that Senzo Maiwa faked an injury so that he couldn't face Tlopokekana again. You can ask them, Sunderland, ask all of them. They'll tell you about Mr. Respect himself. If you're looking at my attack, I spoke about flair. It definitely needs to have flair in my four front attackers. Now on the left hand side, I have other than Utemba Zwane. Now look, there's no other left winger in the country who is the best as Utemba Zwane. The guy is very skillful. I mean, we know of all the things he did. Umutsiso olokopolokwani sito Utemba Zwane umetsitse. Hey, muto oroba ditloho, oroba necks are being broken. I mean, Busta Rhymes says it best. Now, you look at Temba Zwane this season. He's contributed to about 14 goals to Mamelodi Sundowns. He has about 9 in his belt, and then he also assisted 5. Now that in itself, one player contributing so much in a team, that is very huge. Now, who's going to come in, who's going to be replacing? Because Temba Zwane is 30 years old, so he doesn't have long to play in the game. Now, I'm looking at Promise Nkuma. That boy, the way he traps the ball, the way he's running at defenders, the way he's scoring, he's definitely one to fill in the shoes of Temba Zwane, coming into the middle of the park in that number 10 position. I mean, Gaston Sirino. Now, I mean, look, it didn't work out. But that guy, you are more hurry. That ball is made for his feet. He's the assist king. This season, it might not be that, But if you look at overall, you will see that Gaston Sirino has been assisting. His involvement in play is impeccable. His skill, look, I enjoy watching that guy. A lot of people enjoy watching that guy, and that's why who will be in the same position as him. I'm looking at Nkosingipe Ngobo from Kaizer Chiefs. I've seen that boy. Oh my gosh. Now that boy, he's talent. He's talent, I tell you. On the right hand side, I've got Luvo Memela. What I appreciate about him is that he didn't play all the seasons. He plays half. And in all the halves that he plays, he's contributing to about 12 upwards to goals to a team. That tells you, now I would want him in that team. He's 32 years old, but I know in that first part of the season, to carry on the form that he has on the season, is that he will give me goals, he will give me assists. Who will come in after him? Spelele Mkhulise. He's also a gem. His play, his technical skills. Look, this is top quality, guys. This team, Yatosa. Those are the guys. Now up front, Kabati. 14 goals this season. When last did we see a guy scoring 14 goals in a season and the season hasn't concluded yet? That's Kabadino. Now, overall, in terms of assistant goals, you're looking at about 15 from him. Samir Nokovic is the same thing. Well, he's actually about 13 because he's got about 11 and he has about 2 or 3 assists. The quality is there. But he's not really fitting into the type of style of play that I would want. But he is definitely a good plan B. Samir is definitely in that team if things don't work out with Kabadinho Mahango. Now guys, this team is fire. This team, you can see, has flair. It's got the potential to do anything, to do damage to every competition. Now, if you disagree with me, comment. Tell me what you think, what's your lineup, and how would you go about it. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Master Tacticians team. Bona, I did say, Hori, it's got flair. Yeah. If you think that Tibia How is better than mine, comment in the section below. Tell me how your team looks like. Look, let's keep this going. Let's keep on debating. I'm signing out. Cheers, guys.